Get unready from the day with me while I talk about unhinged things my kids have said to me at work. So I always like to tell kids like, hey, I have younger siblings that are similar to your age too. So I was talking to a friend and I said, oh yeah, I have a 7-year-old brother. And this friend goes, oh, so are you his mom? Buddy, what did I just say? Another friend had to use the bathroom, and we have bathroom passes that we give to the kids so that we can keep track of who's in the restroom. And he went to the bathroom and came back without the pass. So, like anyone would, I ask him, hey bud, did you forget the pass? And he looks at me and he goes, oh shit. So I look back at him and I just give him one of these. He goes, all right, it won't happen again. And he walks over to the bathroom and comes back with the pass. Obviously, I explained to him that we don't use those words when we're around other friends. We can use those words at home, but not when we're around other friends. And he understood. I had another friend who was getting dropped off, and I asked him if he had all of his things that he needed for the day with him. He replied and said yes, and his mom looks at him and goes, yes, ma'am. Now, I don't care if kids say yes, ma'am to me or not. I grew up in the North, and we don't say that kind of stuff there. But his mom looks at him again and says, yes, ma'am. He gives her the most clueless look he has ever worn on his face in his entire life. She tries one more time. Yes, ma'am. The kid just looks at her and goes, and turns and walks the other way. Later on, I'm just chilling, minding my own business, working, and I have a friend come up to me and he says, you're pretty cool. I had a kid ask me if he could get a drink of water, and I just kind of felt like messing with him, so I said, what would you say if I told you no? And he goes, I'd probably just go anyway. I said, oh, okay, so that's not what we would do, but you can go get a drink of water. I had a kid ask if he could go to the bathroom, and he's standing there doing the potty dance, clearly has to go. So, like any responsible camp counselor would, I say, of course, buddy, go ahead, go run quick, because I don't want to clean up an accident. He doesn't want to have an accident. So he looks at me, he says, okay, and then continues playing sharks and minnows. That's it for today, but I have literally hundreds more, so let me know if you want a part 2.